Good day, everyone. We are the Group 1, and we are here to present the case study 2, the problem and cause analysis on the Little Cup Corporation. I am John Aldrin Selda together with Rocelle Calandria, Ellaine Lera, and David Brian Vizmanos. So for the content outline, we are be discussing the industry description and overview, the is and is not analysis, stream diagnostic chart, fishbone diagram, and the YY analysis. So for the background of the problem, the company Little Cup Corporation is a small company that was said to be founded in the year 2020. Little Cup Corporation has expanded into a wide range of industries, but later on has shifted its business into the trading of purely paper products such as paper bags, paper meal boxes, paper straws, and paper cups. These products were only acquired by the company from a Chinese supplier, which is an external source. In operating the business, the company has its forecasting method, which is the ceiling forecasting method, and a system for searching potential suppliers, receiving orders from its customers, acquiring products from the supplier, and delivering the products to the clients. The process of finding a potential supplier is crucial since the company's cost of goods to be supplied to clients is determined by the terms of the agreement between them and the supplier. For the receiving of orders, the company also has their process which involves the receiving of calls from the client, making the purchase order by the sales agent, and registering the purchase order by the logistics secretary. Contacting and acquiring the order to the supplier is also done by the logistics secretary. The logistics secretary will document and manage transaction information and other requirements in the inventory and database as soon as the items are accepted from the supplier. Finally, the delivery of products to the customers will be made by the logistics driver and it will then be confirmed by the client. However, in the last several months, it was observed that with the said company set up, the corporation was unable to satisfy all of its clients' expectations and demands. So for the problem analysis,
For the figure 1 is about the little cups is and is not analysis. The figure 1 shows the issues and the situation of the company by identifying what the problem is and is not, when all the deviations started, where it happened, and the extent of the involvement. Wherein it identified that the company has a hard time supplying the demand of the customers due to the three-day lead time. Further, regardless of the product type, it was found out that the company was not able to meet the customer demand with a calculated average of 37.32%.
From there, we constructed the following problem statement. The inability to produce the company's own product, which led to relying on external suppliers and manufacturers. The additional orders that were not included in the estimates of demand, which affected the reliability of the basis of future demand, and the additional orders that were not delivered on time due to the 3-day lead time. It resulted in unsatisfied customer demand in the past month. As a result, an average of 37.32% of the demand was unsupplied from March to October 2018. This study seeks to analyze the current situation of the Little Cup Corporation to determine the main cause of the company's inability to satisfy all of the customers' demand in the past months. So the specific objectives are the following. First is to comprehend the company's situation and how each business operation is carried out. Second is to generate an accurate analysis based on the evidence and data presented. Third, to determine the root causes of the problems. And lastly, to provide possible solutions to the current situation of the company.
To support or justify the group's analysis with the relevant data given in the case, we have presented three tables. First is the unsupplied orders summary. Second table is the sales order summary. And the third one is the miscounted items. And based on the data that comprised of the summary of the products with the most unsupplied demand, which is presented in table 1, the summary of the sales order of the product named 520cc lids, which is presented in table 2, and the summary of the number of miscounted items for the first three consecutive months of 2018, which is presented in table 3. The three aforementioned tables prove that there is trouble in the making of the products company, which causes a shortage of supply in satisfying the demand of the Little Cup Corporation customers. In analyzing table 1, 520cc leads product has the most unsupplied ordered with an actual demand of 2,613,500 pieces of product, but with only 1,971,000 pieces of supplied demand. In relation to that, regarding table 2, a summary of 520cc lead sales order, it has been observed that in the year 2018, only the first two consecutive months of the year had auspiciously supplied the demand. Thereafter, the company was unable to supply the demand of the customers for the rest of the month in the year 2018. Each product of the Little Corporation, regardless of its type, shows that it has a distinct unsupplied demand that results in the variation of demand. This variation in the demand is usually caused by an imbalance of the assigned workforce that can extend the lead time and poor demand forecasting.
So for the causal analysis, here is the stream diagnostic chart. Upon the careful analysis, 9 problems were identified using a stream diagnostic chart as shown in the figure. Using a stream diagnostic chart, the identified problems were categorized accordingly. Amongst the identified problems, the core problem happened to be the inaccurate or informal forecasting method. This problem caused the inability of the company to anticipate the supply needed. Hence, the company was not able to meet the customer's demand. Moreover, the symptom is the inability of the company to meet customers' demand since it is driven by multiple other problems in the company. From the discussion, the company must focus on the core problem to provide accurate demand forecasting, save money, and provide a better customer experience.
And to validate the causes, the group used a fishbone diagram. Through a fishbone diagram, the group was able to determine the causes of the unsatisfied customers' demand in the past month of the Little Cup Corporation. The causes were separated into 6 categories, namely systems, process, forms, people, policies, and place. Under each category are the issues identified in the current system of the company. After identifying these causes, the group highlighted the top root causes. There are 3 causes that have a huge impact on the company's ability to supply the demand of the customers. First is the fact that the company is not using any formal forecasting methods. Forecasting is important as it allows the company to plan for necessary inputs based on the forecast demand, avoiding waste of time, effort, and material. Second is the lack of machinery and resources of the company. Without the machines, the company cannot produce its own product. This will lead to acquiring of goods through an external source. With this, they also have to follow a standard 3-day lead time before they can deliver the products to their customers. This is time consuming and a lot of opportunity will be lost for the company. If the company has the ability to manufacture their own products, they won't have to find an external source. They can control the production time to supply more demands, and they can easily handle any additional orders of the customers. The third one is insufficient employee training. If employees are well informed and educated, each process in the company's operations will run.
In reference in the previous steam diagnostic diagram and fishbone diagram, the researchers utilized YY analysis to find the root cause of the identified symptom, which is the inability to meet customers' demand. It is shown that this problem occurred due to the miscount of products, or poor inventory management, long lead time, and inaccurate informal forecasting method. It is shown in Table 1, Table 2, and Table 3 discussed in justification of the case study. The significant error in the count of products, it likely happened because the company has poor and inaccurate reporting systems and may have errors in its systems. The underlying root cause is the lack of knowledge of employees and unattended computers. Although it is understandable since the company is just starting and has immediately experienced exponential growth in months. Second, the long lead time may have affected the company's inability to meet the demand. In this case, the root cause is the incapability of the company to manufacture its goods. Lastly, the inaccurate or informal forecasting method had disabled the company to meet the demand. Furthermore, this case study has discussed the necessity of assessing the company's informal forecasting technique, and it is valuable for the company to conduct seminars and training to increase the knowledge of its employees about forecasting.
After the analysis, the researchers were able to conclude that the Little Cup Corporation faces challenges like the other starting companies. There are certain problems involved and causes were determined. It was further shown in the problem and casual analysis and justification on the subject matter. Moreover, upon using a stream diagnostic chart, the researchers were able to identify the core problem of the Little Cup Corporation, which is inaccurate and has no concrete forecasting method. This problem contributes to many problems such as supply outsourcing, long lead time, and inability to meet customer demands. Until this problem is resolved, the corporation will still discern unsatisfied demand and create internal management and finance problem. Though outsourcing is considered to be a good business strategy, it is not applicable to the goods the company offers. Further, the researchers recognize the symptom of the identified problems, which is the inability to meet customer demands. From there, the researchers utilize fishbone diagram and YY analysis to find the underlying root causes. Consequently, the researchers identified 4 root causes for YY analysis, such as lack of knowledge among employees, unattended or lack of computers or tool, incapability of manufacturing its own product, and lack of seminars and training. On the other hand, the top root causes found in the fish diagram are the lack of employee training, lack of machines, and the exclusion of any forecasting methods to the company's operation. It is therefore proposed that the company must conduct seminars and training to increase its employees' knowledge about forecasting and inventory management. Further, the researchers perceive lack of equipment and tools. Hence, the company should invest in procurement of relevant and necessary equipment to support its daily production. Lastly, the company should assess and revise its forecasting technique accordingly. Overall, forecasting is a critical part in all aspects of every business. Even if it is just an estimation, it drives many decisions in different areas. It is a function of an operations manager to drive the firm's marketing, financial, and personnel planning. The researchers can say that no forecasting method is perfect. It might be challenging but rewarding. And that ends our case analysis on Little Caps Corporation. Thank you and God bless.